Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I wanted to talk about windshield wiper fluid. You see different colors, different labels, things like that. I wanted to talk about the difference between them and which ones you want to use at different times of the year. So let's go ahead and get started. Now you can see here we have blue and we have green. Sometimes you may also see pink, purple, orange as shown here. Now, some people may ask, what do the colors mean? The color is there primarily, let me set these down, is primarily there to differentiate between the different types. A lot of times if you've got like the pinkish one, that's for below zero temperatures. The blue one, as shown here, is usually your standard one, but that doesn't always mean that that's what it is. It's important to always read the label and it will tell you what temperatures it's good for, but for the most part, blue is usually your standard one for above freezing. Usually pink is usually your below zero one. The green ones that we have here, a lot of times this one here also has a cleaning agent for wiping bugs, splatter, and all that stuff off as well. But you also want to look, and we're going to look at the labels in a minute, to see also what temperature it's good for. And then a lot of times like your pinks or your purples, those are usually for like below zero. Sometimes you'll have the purple one that we saw a minute ago. That one also has a de-icer in it sometimes, but you can't always go primarily off the color. And I'm going to show you. Let's get some close-ups here and we'll talk about the label and what you need to be looking at as well. So if we look at these right here, this is a blue one. And like I said, most of the time that's a standard for above 32 degrees. However, you got to look at the label, because if we come here, this one clearly says protects to -20. So this one is safe to use in below zero freezing temperatures. You got to look at the label. We have this green one here. This one here includes the bug remover as well, but it clearly says right here for 32 and above, which means if you have this in your vehicle and you're in an area where you get winters that fall below freezing, that can freeze inside the system. You don't want that. So it's very important. Always look at the labels as well, not just the colors. Even though the colors for the most part will lead you in the right direction, still read the label, because right here you would think, oh, blue, it's not for winter. This one clearly is right there. Let's check out a variety here and do some comparisons. So we'll start off here with this orange one. If we take a look here, this is an all season, which means you can use it all year round. But here's another orange one. This is a heavy-duty de-icer in it, so that's a little bit different, even though it's the same color. And then if we come here to the blue, this blue is your standard summer formula above freezing. Here's one right here, which does 21 degrees and up. And then this one here is an all-season, which means you can keep it in winter and summer. And then this is a blue one with de-icer in it. So same colors, but different temperatures. And then here's these are some Canadian versions. This one here. And then you have an icebreaker right here. Now, of course, you can see they're in Celsius instead of Fahrenheit because it's Canadian. If we move on to the pink, this is a regular summer blend, can't handle freezing. But then we come to this one, which is a reddish pink. It can go down to -30 degrees. And then this one here, AC Delco, this is an all season. Once again, it can handle the cold winters. Green, this one here is a bug remover for above freezing. This is another bug remover as well by Rain-X. This one also is above freezing as well. But then you have another green one. This is a Canadian formula. This is some kind of plant-based one as well. If we move on to the purples, usually they're de-icers like this one. This one here is an all season. You can use it summer and winter, this formula. And then here's some just a random one. This is a yellow one that has de-icer in it. Now, it's important to know when to swap these out. For example, if you're going into spring, summertime, you can use just a standard blue, the cheapest one you can find that's for above freezing temperatures, because you're safe with that. If you live in a climate where you don't get the frigid below below freezing temperatures, you're safe with that as well. But if you live in an area like where I do, where we have all 4 seasons, when you're getting into your fall and entering the winter time, if you have the standard blue, you want to swap that out for one like we have here, that's for below freezing, or the pink ones, the purple ones, things like that. But like I said, check the labels because you want to make sure that you're using the right ones as well. You want to make sure that you're changing that out. What you don't want to do is be putting water in there. Now, in the summertime, I've done that sometimes where if I'm running low, just add some water in there just to have something to just wipe the windshield down. But you want to make sure you're not leaving that or the standard blue in there when you're coming into the fall and winter times. because what'll happen, you'll wake up in the morning when you get below, freezing temperatures, or even during the day, you're going to go to use your wiper, your windshield washer sprayer. It's going to be locked up because it's frozen. You don't want that to happen. So it's very important, if you have the one in there that can freeze, you want to either get it out of there, or when you're running out and you're coming at the end of the season, getting ready to go into fall, swap it out for one that can handle the freezing temperatures or the below zero, like this one is below 20 degrees, that it can handle as well. That way you're good to go if you need to clean it, things like that. Now, if you live in an area where you get a lot of ice and snow, which I get that here, not as much as some areas, but we do get it sometimes, probably not a bad idea to go with the one that has de-icer in it, which, as we saw in the images, the purple one. But like I said, don't go strictly off the color. But if it's a de-icer one, you want to put that one in there, because that'll help as well to clear some of the frost and ice that could be on there as well. But let's head out to the vehicle, and I'll show you where you want to put it in your vehicle if you don't know already, and then we'll wrap up this video. Now, an easy indicator that you need to add some is you'll get this little symbol right here, the little washer symbol. So let's head underneath the hood, and I'll show you where it's located, and we'll fill it up with the appropriate one. Looking under the hood, you'll see it right here. It has the little windshield washer sprayer symbol on it. This has a blue cap. They don't always have that. And you normally want to be looking for this towards the front of your vehicle. It's usually either on the left most of the time. Sometimes you may find it over here on the right side if your battery is on the left side. Now on this vehicle, because the battery is on the left, windshield washer fluid is here on the right side. That's kind of a rarity, but could be on either side on your vehicle. Pop that off. And we'll take this. We're going to fill it here. Do it this way so you can see it. And you want to fill it all the way. You don't want to be running this thing low when you're topping it off. That way you have a nice supply of it if you need it. You can see there we have it all filled up. Put the cap on it. And because we are entering fall season where I am, and we do have freezing temperature winters, I'm using this one here that we looked at. So this one protects up to -20 Fahrenheit on that, because as we get into the cold freezing temperatures, we don't want this thing freezing up on us. And then we're good to go with that. And that wraps up this video. Just wanted to do a quick video just explaining the difference between, you see different colors of the windshield washer fluid. Want to just kind of explain what they are. And also, like we saw already, make sure to read the label, because the color is not always an indication of what it can do. You want to read the label, because as we saw here, this blue one does handle below freezing temperatures, which normally the blue one does not. So make sure to check that. And as we mentioned already, if you live in an area where you're getting the freezing temperatures, if you still have the above freezing fluid or water or anything in there, get that out of there and make sure you put the proper ones in there. That way it doesn't freeze up on you. So I hope that this video was informative for you. Please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate all the support. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.